So right now, I'm reading this book and it's called Your Money or Your Life. And here it is right here. And I got these 5 ideas from them, and I love the way they actually define frugality. Frugality is basically getting the most out of life. And it's not about getting a lot of stuff, but it's about getting, for example, exactly what you need. Not more, not less, but having the perfect amount. And it's about getting the use and the most happiness as possible from the things you actually buy. You know, whenever I used to think about frugality, I used to think that basically, well, the frugal people in life are the people that are basically, penny pinchers. They're cheapskates. They never spend money. They never enjoy life. But that's the exact opposite. It's basically getting the most out of life. And when you actually buy something, you actually use it to its full ability. It's not just acquiring things for the sense of acquiring things. It's basically getting exactly what you need and having enough where nothing goes unused and nothing is basically wasted. And by the way, when you think about that, why would you want to buy things you don't need? Why would you want to buy things that are just going to be lying around, wasted, and are going to basically be unused? When you think about it, like logically, it makes no sense. And that's exactly what frugality basically is. Now, by the way, I'm going to give you the first 5 of the saving tips they actually give, but there's also another 5. So if you actually like this video, give it a thumbs up and also comment down below and let me know, Tommy, make another video with the other 5. But first, listen to these 5 because I know you guys like to comment and then you guys comment and then you haven't watched this. So let me know honestly after the video if you actually want the other 5. Now, the very first one, guys, is going to be this: don't go shopping. And I think that kind of just sounds like, well, what do you mean don't go shopping? Like shopping for clothes, shopping for a phone, shopping for some jewelry, shopping for what exactly? The answer is just don't go shopping at all. Only go shopping when you actually need to buy something. And when you buy that thing you actually need, you buy what you need and then you basically walk away. One thing that I basically noticed is that these days in America, shopping has become like a hobby. We have malls filled with people up to the brim that basically just go out and buy things just for the sake of buying things. I've gone shopping with women in Marshalls where they basically just buy things for the sake of buying things. By the way, these women are basically my aunts and my mom and so on, okay? I have noticed that, okay, that women do like to buy more stuff than men, but I do also remember a time when I was a lot more materialistic in a sense, and I used to buy a lot of clothes like sneakers and shirts and pants just for the sense of just I wanted to add more to my wardrobe. And I had friends that were male just like that too. So it's not like just a female thing, although it's more female than male, but that's the whole idea. Don't go shopping if you don't need to buy something. By the way, it's not just going out to shop now, because now we also have these little fancy devices. We call it cell phones. And on these cell phones, we can basically shop whenever we actually want, okay? So right now, I can basically get ads on YouTube that are basically custom made for me to tell me, hey, you need this, you looked at this, buy this now, you get a deal, okay? And it might even make you feel like you're gonna save money by buying them. And by the way, you just may. If you know you need something and you really need it, and then there's a deal for it, and you got an offer on your phone, maybe that's the best way to actually buy it and save money, right? That's great stuff. But when you're going on your phone and being advertised things that you know you don't need, and by the way, sometimes you don't even know you don't need things, okay? But you ask yourself, do I already have something that does this task, that already works, okay? If the answer is yes, then why do you need to buy something else? Here's a confession. Last year, not last year, but the last year after this year, I don't know years. I know you can tell, right? 2002, I'll tell you that, okay? 2002, Black Friday, I bought like 10 to like 13 new pairs of sneakers, and they were all basically boat shoes. Now I have them there, and guess what? I don't get the most enjoyment out of them because I don't use them. So why do I have them? Because I bought them just for the marketing of it. Because I bought them just because I wanted it, okay? And you might say, but did it make you happy when you bought it? Doesn't matter. Because I just had the emotion of buying them. I might have felt good buying them, but now in the practice, I don't even use them. So what kind of enjoyment can I get of a product I don't use, just having it there? So That's the idea. I'm probably gonna start giving them away, or just keep that and not basically buy any more shoes, because you don't get any enjoyment out of what you don't use. Now, number 2, guys, is going to be live within your means. And these days, although I think people understand what this means, right? Don't spend more than you make, right? But it's not just that, because a lot of people assume their means are what they have access to, okay? So if I have right now a credit card for like a $3,000 credit line or like a $7,000 credit line, that's a part of my means, you know what I mean? But no, that's not true. Or for example, you have a $4,000 income and you basically spend all of your money. The answer is, you might say like, I'm living within my means. The answer is no. Living within your means basically means being able to have money for a rainy day, being able to invest them, being able to not go into debt, right? Buying the things you actually need or want, but using cash to buy it. And by the way, what I've noticed is this, that sometimes, let's say you actually want something, and then all of a sudden you find out, maybe I don't actually need this thing. Now, how does that happen, okay? With the internet and basically credit cards, it's so easy to make a quick decision. For example, I say, hey, you know what I really want? I want a new phone. The other day, I was looking at a Galaxy S21. Why? Because I really thought a Galaxy and an Android phone could actually help me lower my screen time. I'm still debating this, and I'm actually trying to switch from iPhone potentially. I'm still considering this, okay? But I was on eBay, and just like that, I could have bought that phone. And then I paused, and I was like, I'm gonna think about this. But imagine, for example, if you want something, you have a credit card, and you want it right then and there, you can buy it easily. But if you don't have the cash to buy that thing you want, well, now you have to wait to buy it. And you know what happens when you have to wait to buy something? What happens is it gives you time to think if you actually need this something. There are things that I actually wanted that after waiting and saving, I realized I don't really want this, okay? For example, like I want the latest MacBook. I have a MacBook right here. I'm gonna just show you guys right here. Do you see that? That's like the little MacBook screen thing that I have right here. But guess what? This MacBook, I bought it used. It's a great MacBook. It works for me. But why would I want to buy a $3,000 computer when I can get this one for a vast discount? Now, when am I actually going to sell this one? Or that's I'll tell you more about that later, when to get rid of things. But that's it right there. Living within your means. Being able to save money, have money for a rainy day, not get into debt, spend less than you make. And when you want something, you save up for it and you buy it then, okay? I'll give you guys the example. I wanted a Tesla once. And I also wanted, for example, a Mazda 5, I think it was. And when I had the cash, I was like, do I really want to spend $20,000 or $50,000 on a car? I was like, no, I really don't. So I didn't, That gives me time to actually think about things. But that's the idea. Now, number 3 is take care of what you have. That's super important. What's the one thing that every single person wants to keep and needs to take care of? The answer is your body. You want to keep your body healthy, and you cannot replace it, right? So what do you need to do? You need to maintain your body via what you eat, not eating for taste buds only, but also eating for energy. Not eating, for example, garbage, but eating the things that actually make you healthy. What's another thing? Your teeth. Let's say, for example, you have teeth. If you don't take care of your teeth, eventually you're going to have, for example, massive dental bills. If you don't take care of your body, you're going to have massive medical bills. So the more preventive stuff you do now is going to help you in the future. But beyond that, how many people have things today that they don't take care of? The attitude is always, hey, there's more of these things. I can always just buy another one. But there may be a time where there's no more of the things you actually need, where you're not able to go ahead and purchase it, okay? And in reality, it's not as beneficial as far as for saving money to have this mindset of, I'll just replace it when it breaks. Here's something I appreciate, I bought my grandpa, no joke, an iPod. Right? Remember the iPod? But before the iPod actually had a screen on it, and it was like this little iPod shuffle thing. I bought him one on Amazon. I think it cost like $15 to $23. That was years ago, maybe even a decade. I don't even know how long ago it was, okay? But I bought him this thing, and the other day he showed it to me. He's like, Tommy, I still have it. Can you put music in it? And I was like, you still have this thing? He's like, I still have this thing. So taking care of the things you have is so fundamental. So you look around your house, okay? What are things that you actually have you can take care of? Your laundry machine, your refrigerator, your TV, all these things you can actually just take care of longer. Your clothes, your shoes. One very bad habit people have in America is they don't clean their shoes, and I'm a part of that. I can't say I'm not, okay? But it's a bad habit. Taking care of your shoes and cleaning them and dusting them and shining them will basically extend the life out of them, okay? And that's super beneficial. The other day, I was having trouble with my laundry machine. I have one of those Samsung laundry machines where you stack them up. You have the washer on the bottom, the dryer on top. And I could not fix it for the heck of me. It was having issues. It kept resetting and it kept giving me an error code. I basically just for 2-3 hours was just searching up and testing, searching and testing. I found the problem. But my initial thought was, I'm going to have to get rid of this thing and buy a new one, But I didn't. I withheld and I was like, I'm going to try to fix this. And while I was trying to fix it, I learned how to give maintenance to the machine. I learned how to clean the filters. I learned how to clean, for example, where you put the detergent. I learned how to basically take out all the water that's been storing up so it doesn't build something crazy. I learned how to clean the filters from the dryer. I learned how to do all these things to basically maintain this thing that costs so much money for a lot longer. The attitude should not be replaced. The attitude should be maintained. And when something breaks, the attitude should be, hey, can this be fixed? If it can, I'd rather fix it. That's the idea. Now, number 4, guys, is going to be wear it out. Question: when was the last time you wore out a phone? When was the last time you wore out, for example, a pair of jeans? I think these jeans, I've had them for maybe 3-4 years now, and they're still working and rocking. When was the last time you wore a computer? When was the last time that instead of buying a new computer, you basically just upgraded the RAM and the storage on your computer? Or when was the last time you said, hey, you know what? My phone is still working, although there's a new iPhone that just came out, okay? When was the last time you actually did those things? If you keep things for longer, you save more money. The best car you're going to have is the car you already have. It's the way you save the most money, okay? So let's say, for example, I have a car, right? And this car, it's solid. It's a 5-year-old car, whatever. I had it for 3-4 years, so it's an 8-year vehicle, 9-year vehicle, and it's still running. Now, can I wear this car out? The answer is yes. Now, if you use both to take care of it and wear it out, it's going to last you a very long time. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I told her, I was like, hey, I want to keep this car for 10 years or so. And her mindset was, why would you keep a car for so long? And my mindset was, why would you replace something that still works when you don't need to? And the answer was, I just don't want to. I just like having, for example, a new car. I don't want to keep it for long. And I'm like, why exactly? And where does that mindset actually come? To replace something that is perfectly usable. But things give problems in the end. The answer is, does this mean you never buy anything? No. If your car is giving you a lot of headaches and you're spending a lot more time with the mechanic, the answer is you could consider actually, for example, replacing the car. But you can't just say, this car gave me an issue, now I'm going to replace it. Because cars are machines and machines give issues. The crazy thing is that the human body is self-healing. What do you mean, Tommy? Well, if you ever had a headache and you left it alone, eventually, hopefully for you, it goes away. It happens to me all the time. But a machine, a car, if it makes a ringing noise or whatever noise that's weird and you ignore it, it's not just going to stop ringing on its own. It's going to self-destruct, okay? That's the idea. So you really want to take care of things and you really want to wear things out. Now, here's an example that I actually loved a lot. And it was talking about basically, if you have, let's say you're a woman, or let's say you're a guy, all right? And you're a guy, and you have 10 pair of shoes. and you use every single pair you actually have. Are you being frugal? The answer is yes. You get a lot of enjoyment out of those shoes, and you wear them out, you take care of them, and then you only replace them after you're done wearing them out. But let's say, for example, you have 10 pair of shoes, and then you're like, I don't have anything to wear or to put on. The answer is you probably have a buying problem. You probably have a shopping problem, a bad habit. And you see this a lot in women, for example, just like anecdotal evidence where you always see that like women don't have anything to wear and they have a closet full of clothes. And it's always like a very funny thing, right? But it's not really funny because it's actually like an issue, right? When you think about it, like logically, you're like, you have a closet full of things and you don't know what to wear. What do you mean you want to buy more stuff, okay? And that same thing goes for guys. What do you mean you want to buy more stuff also, right? So it's a very bad, poor mentality that's going to make you broke. And you really want to stop that. So get the most use. If it's not for boredom, if it's not for marketing, people would just enjoy the clothes they have a lot longer and replace them or donate them or sell them when they actually wear out, right? That would be a lot better. Now, number 5, guys, is do it yourself. Doing it yourself is a very good way to save money. I remember I got scammed the other day, but it was like a willful scam because the guy also told me, I can't keep doing this to you, right? He only did it once, but he's like, I can't keep doing it. I was having some issues in the bathroom, and the bathroom basically was bringing up like very bad smells. I was like, yo, what is going on with this, okay? And I was like, I don't see any like any like hairs or anything like that. So what's going on? You know, because on the drainage pipes, you know, as you just like shower and you take care of yourself and all this stuff, it can be filled with like soap and like hair and whatever, and it can just get bad and the smell can be terrible. That's why when you build a house, you want to have basically like a system that when the smell comes up, it goes to the roof, to the air, and it doesn't stay in there. But I didn't build this apartment, right? So I can't think about these things now. But then I bring the plumber, and he's like, I can fix it. I know what it is. It's the built up of hair and soap, although I thought it wasn't. And what he did was simple. He bought this little like liquid that was like a drainage liquid that he paid like around, I think, like $4 or $5 for, and he literally grabbed the liquid and he put it in the in the drainage pipes, and he basically plunged it a little bit, and then he did it again and he plunged it a little bit, and he said, just leave it there, okay? It's gonna go away. And then it went away. But he also went away with like $20. This is in DR, by the way, so I didn't pay that much per se, but I could have done that myself, right? Those are things I could do myself, you know? So you think about here's a list of things that you can actually do yourself. Can you fix a light bulb? You probably can. Can you do your maintenance on a car? You probably can. I can't change my oil. That's crazy. Only professionals can change an oil. Just go on YouTube. It's not that complicated to change the oil in your car. It's not that complicated to change a piece in your car either, okay? All these things are doable. It used to be that when you had parents back in the day, which I did not have these parents either, by the way, so it was really back in the day, parents would actually give you skills that you actually need in life so that you can actually be, for example, be able to take care of yourself. I won't say useful, because you can be useful without these skills also, but you're able to have real life skills to actually utilize, right? But now we live in a world where we just pay for services and products all the time because no one knows how to do anything anymore, okay? So it's kind of crazy. Can you do your own maintenance on your washing machine and also like your refrigerator? You probably can, okay? Just look up a video. Can you, for example, plant a garden, design your website, cut your family's hair, build your own bookshelf, do your own taxes, do your own, there's a lot of things that when you think about it, you can do on your own and do like your own DIY projects. Now, I know what you're thinking, Tommy, that takes up a bunch of time, The time would it take me to do that, I can pay somebody else and make more money. The truth is, that's a lie. Most people, when they say that, it's just time they would spend watching TV and doing a whole bunch of nonsense and trash on their phone, like being on Instagram all the time. It doesn't benefit you in any way. If you can spend time learning to do something, like whether it's through a video or through, for example, a course or through some like physical lessons or whatever, that's a lot more beneficial than you spending your time, for example, on garbage on the internet. I'm being honest, okay? Because I also need to hear these things myself. And that's what I'm learning. I'm learning to do a lot more things on my own, because this way, if things ever get really bad, you're able to actually still keep your household running without the need of anybody else. And that's important. You know, hopefully nothing like that ever happens, but you need to be able to do things, okay? Not perfectly. You don't need to become a master plumber or a master electrician, but can you change an outlet? Do you know how to turn off your breakers? Do you know how to turn off the water in your house so you can fix a leaky pipe? If you don't know how to do these things, then what are you doing? You know, do you know how to like basically maintain the coils in your refrigerator so you can actually have better energy and, for example, maintain your refrigerator for longer? Do you know how to flush your washing machine? These are all very simple things that we could do and we don't do that cost us a ton of money. But guys, that is it. Comment down below if you want me to make a video on 5 more ways to save money. I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe. Peace.